Hi everyone, I'm here with the wonderful Justin Geange and you're on the Local Biz Channel Chat. And I'll just tell you a little bit about my special guest today. So I've known Justin for many years and he has been in the spotlight on Australia's Got Talent, and he's done some other wonderful things like Buck the Bronco and things like that. But one of his really important roles that he's been doing and helping many people is his role in mates in construction. So as a field officer, Justin on a daily basis saves lives. He helps build safer places, workplaces in the construction and energy and mining industry. And we often see Justin flying around Australia, doing his talks and helping others. And for the last 5 years, Justin's been a volunteer on Are You OK? Haven't you, Justin, an ambassador?
Yeah.
So I just want to welcome Justin here, because I know we've got many business owners that have been, struggling lately. And yeah, I know the wonderful work that you do, Justin. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, look, thanks so much, Tanya, and thank you very much for spending a bit of time with me today. Look, I'm passionate about people, and I'm passionate about people that are going through tough stuff, but trying to give them some tools on how to keep themselves well and not only keep themselves well, but have the capacity to help other people. And I know that's something that you do on a daily basis. You're an absolute legend, and you're helping lots of people in the biz here as well. Look, part of what I like to do, I share my story now as a person with a mental illness. I've got bipolar type 2, but also have a lived experience of suicide. And so I've been to some tough places. As Tanya was saying, I'm a plumber by trade. I had my own small business for a while there, Jelly Belly Plumbing. You choke 'em, we poke 'em. That was my saying. But look, I've learned over the years that sometimes I do things well and sometimes I struggle. And so I just really wanted to have a yarn today about a little bit of self-care, some things that I've learned that help me, that fill my cup so that I've got enough capacity to keep myself well and my loved ones well, but also have that extra capacity to help other people. And so as a plumber, now we use a thing called a test bucket. So when we put water lines in your house and everything like that, we put the test bucket, we connect it up to your water lines, we fill the bucket up with water, and then we apply the pressure. So we pump it up, we pump the line up with pressure, and that's to check all the joints. And when I was a young fella, as a young apprentice, I soon learned very early on that if I didn't have enough stuff in my bucket, if my bucket wasn't topped up enough, when the pressure came, I'd fail the test. And so the concept that I've got today is we all have buckets. We all have things in our lives that keep us well. And I've sort of narrowed it down to 4 different buckets here. We've got our physical bucket. We've got our emotional bucket. Now, I'm a bloke. I don't really like the F word, feelings. But I'm not talking so much about, emotions and stuff. I'm talking about relationships. So how do we keep that relationship bucket topped up? We've got our mental bucket. Now, this is around, how we exercise the old melon. And we've got our spiritual bucket. Now, I'm not talking about religion. I'm actually talking about purpose. Purpose. We've all got that purpose. And when we're in a well place, we all can really identify what our purpose in life is. And so what I want to talk to you about is, how do we maintain the levels in those buckets? How do we top those buckets up? Because what we need to do is we need to have some capacity in those buckets so that it'll keep us well and help us help other people. And so what can we do to fill our physical bucket up? Well, I'm glad you asked. Thanks for asking. I've got my little arrow, so you can tell I've been in lockdown because I've got very creative and crafty in my time. So I hope you can see that. But so what can we do physically? So we've got playing sport. Now, it's a little bit touch and go with playing sport at the moment, but there's nothing stopping you kicking the footy around in the backyard with the kids or jumping on the trampoline. In fact, the other day I played hopscotch probably for the first time in 35 years. And gee, I'm out of shape, eh?
So good. I love that.
I,
Go be youthful.
it is. It is. Now, another important thing about our physical bucket is, look, as I said, I've got a mental illness, and every time I see my counsellor, the first thing that they ask is, Justin, how's your sleep hygiene? Now, this is one thing that is so important for your physical body. It's ensuring that you get enough sleep. Now, I know there's a lot of us that we've got, too much month at the end of our money, and we're really worried about things, and sometimes that's keeping us to stay up at night. Can I encourage you to try and find those cat naps in the middle of the day? I really enjoyed the holidays, my cat naps, but find if you know you're going to have a big day, and I've been doing a few 4 a.m. starts this week, and so I know that I need to get to bed before the rest of the team. So I'm in bed, by 9 o'clock at night. So just ensuring that you get that sleep, that's good sleep hygiene, or at least attempt to try and get that. Also, one thing that we still can do is go for a walk. And I believe we can do that with one mate.
That's true.
Families.
Exactly. Yep.
And so when I say it's not about exercise, this is about activity. It's about getting off the old normal, your backside, getting away from the TV or the socials and going for a walk and doing some activity that'll help that physical bucket up. And again, eating well, that's one I really struggle with, especially around Easter time. I love my chocolate.
Yes.
You know what? I know when I'm on my A game is when I'm actually eating, good meals, and I'm actually making a rule now where we have our meals at the table. It's been so easy to slip into everyone on their device having their meals in front of their devices or their TVs. So that's one thing that I'm trying to do better at. Okay, so that's our physical bucket. Our emotional bucket, our relationship bucket. This is one that we all can do. And I've got my little arrow here. So this one's about, as I said, it's about relationships. So this here is, talking to friends. So I've made it my mission that one every day I'm going to call one of my mates. So, or message them, or send them a silly post or something. So it's important that even in isolation, it still doesn't prevent us from connection. So connection, we just do different things, different things to make sure that we're connected. And so spend time with your loved ones. This is a perfect time to be doing that, and that's such a great big cup filler. We played Yahtzee this week. I don't know if anyone remembers that game.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely smashed by my kids, and I threw the dice down, and no, we had a great time, and we laughed, and that really filled my cup. I've got to tell you, as much as I carried on like a pork chop about losing, it was actually really nice to spend time with my family and do something that we haven't done before. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I played Battleships yesterday with my son, and it was awesome. Like you said, it was so good just doing those, going back to, playing board games and doing those things. Like I saw online people doing puzzles and things like that. There's so many things that we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Marnie was playing Battleships the other day, and she got touched up by Chelsea. So that's awesome. That there's no better builder, no better cup filler than spending time with the people that matter most to you. So there's simple things that we can do. But you know what? When in the busyness of life and in the stress and anxiety of life, sometimes we take our eye off those things that actually keep us well. So I challenge you to find one of these things to actually try and top those things up every day in your life. Mental. Now, look, I'm as I said, I'm a plumber by trade, and so I've got to know. So I know that when I go to work, I'm reading procedures, I'm reading plans, I'm reading things. All of these things stimulate my brain, and when that stops, when we don't have things to do, that's when that cup gets empty. That's when that bucket gets empty. And so, what are things that we can do? We can read a book. Yeah. We can read a manual. I was talking about this with someone the other day. She says, "Oh yeah, I started reading the manuals on how to operate my DVD player," and she said, "I learned some things." You know, even reading about how to do a Zoom meeting, you know, we're learning every day's a school day, and the
I,
that up.
I completely agree. Like, yeah, you know, doing something that we haven't done before. I mean, I've yeah, look, I created my own fish bowl around me, and I didn't know I could do that. So, yeah, no, I agree. Try and upskill in something, or you know, find something to learn, and yeah, you can do that in your home.
Yeah, and another part of that mental picture is the flip side as well. So I mean, we sometimes we get so caught up in thinking about I've got to do this, I've got to do this. How do I work my way through these the red tape that's called stimulus packages? How do I go through all of that sort of stuff? Sometimes you got to step back and give your brain a bit of peace, and so having a relax. Sitting in front of nothing better that I enjoy than sitting down watching a daggy Disney movie and crying my eyes out. You know, there's something I just switch everything off that's going on in the world. All the stress and anxiety seems to drift away as I let it go. Oh, that's brilliant. But whatever you do, relax. You know, it could be doing puzzles. It could be doing Sudoku. My dad has got Sudoku toilet paper. So he's like, you know, that's the gift that keeps on giving, it right there. But do something that's going to exercise, but also relieve the anxiety and uncertainty that could be clouding your mental process at the moment. So here we go: physical, emotional, mental. Now the spiritual. Look, as I said, this isn't about religion. This is about purpose. And so, you know, there are a number of different things that we can do to think about that purpose. I know little Sammy's not so little anymore. Now I know Sammy's, you know, got his purpose around how he's helping people, school kids getting back to school, Anzac Day, all of these things are purpose driven. And when you're in a place of well-being, you have a clear sense of identity and purpose. And so what are some things that you can actually help fill that purpose cup, that spiritual cup? And look, some people meditate, some people pray and go to yoga, some people fish. Yep. Myself, I love music. No better place for me to actually fill that cup than listening to some of those classic Tom Jones songs, you know.
And I love, like, Justin's such an example. Like, you know, he talks the talk, but he actually does it too. Justin's been doing, you were supposed to go on a cruise ship, weren't you, Justin? Yeah. And talking about, you know, yeah, so he's been doing, instead of being able to do his karaoke on the cruise ship, what did you start up, Justin?
It's cruise ship karaoke. So I've just thrown out there, anyone wants a song, I'm singing a song. And look, the cruise, when we were supposed to be on the cruise, that's ended. So I've pulled back a little bit on doing that, but I still enjoy my music. So I've got about 40 requests that I'm still trying to get through. But hey, you know, look, what that does for me, it's very cathartic. I'll pop these down so you can actually see my face. It's pretty cathartic for me. And so I enjoy it. And the plus side is if you can actually do something to make someone else smile, then there's another worthwhile venture as well. So it's yeah, two birds with one stone, that one. But that's pretty much my message is about what we need to do. I challenge you to think, what thing can you do in each of these cups? What thing can you do for your physical bucket? What thing can you do for your emotional bucket, your mental bucket, your spiritual bucket, or that purpose bucket? I want you to think about what one thing can I do every day to top each of those buckets up.
I love that, Justin. It's such a good visual for everyone.
It is sort of thing. But yeah, thanks. And at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and I meet people daily that have got a tremendous amount of anxiety and fear over what's happening, and even over the unknown, because there's still a lot that we don't know about here. Yeah. But my encouragement to each and every person is that you know, if we can do this, if we can connect with it, you know, our neighbours, if we can connect with our friends and our family members, and do a little thing. There's little 1%ers that can actually help us through this.
That's right. And I'll never forget, Justin, like, you know, when we were sort of going through a few things, you said, you know, look at the things you can control. And that's always stayed with me. You know, what is it that you can control now? You know, in a world that we sort of feel like we're in this fishbowl, you
Yeah,
know, that we've got no control. You know, so yeah, they're the things that we can control, is what you've just shown us. So yeah,
yeah,
no, that they're wonderful, wonderful ideas for us to take away.
yeah. Look, absolutely control what you can control and let everything else go. And you know, there's what you can control is maybe these individual buckets.
Yeah, yeah. So good, Justin. And just on that, if people sort of, you know, still feeling, you know, a bit down and all that sort of thing, what sort of resources or what can they tap into to get some help?
Yeah, look, we're really fortunate in Australia. We've got a lot of amazing resources and services out there that can actually help us when we're doing it tough. Um, I know for sure that a lot of us, when we're struggling, find it hard to put our hands up. I know I've been there. I know what that's like. So what I really encourage you to do is, yeah, put your hand up, make a call if you can. If you can't, let's talk to your mate. Let's talk to your family member and say, hey, if you notice that someone you love or someone you care about is doing it tough, then have a conversation, could change your life. And all you're doing is saying, hey, I know you're going through some stuff and I'm seeing some changes in you. What's going on? Do we need to get you to some help? And we've got great resources. Lifeline's an incredible resource. 13 11 14. You've also got Beyond Blue that are doing some amazing work. And I know the government's throwing some funding through some mental health areas there with Lifeline Beyond Blue. If you're in construction or mining or energy, you can actually call Mates in Construction. We are there for you and for your immediate family. And that's, you know, our number's 1300 642 111. So, but can I encourage you that numbers don't save people? People save people. So my biggest challenge to you is, if you know someone you care about struggling, have the conversation. My boss saw that I was struggling back in 2013, and he kept taking me out for lunch and saying, Justin, what's going on? What's going on? And typical bloke would go, yeah, no, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, no. But finally I said, no, I'm struggling, mate. He said, look, I can tell. I don't know what to do. How about we make a simple call to the doctor? So it could be as simple as that. Or how about we make a call to Lifeline? The key word in that sentence is we. So he made the call for me. Put me on the phone after it, mate. I dialed the number. But I reckon that's what I want my mates to do for me. Would you want your mates to do that for you? I'm pretty sure you would.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you again, Justin. That's wonderful to, you know, help everyone. And yeah, and I really appreciate you coming on and helping us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Justin.